Welcome back, one and all. Meow. Now, so anyway, today we're going to do a little car mechanic simulator, racing rubbish style. And over here at my garage, as you can see in the top right hand corner, up here, level 5. I just managed to get that far not too long ago. Went out to the junkyard, bought my very first car. I think I started with like 15.3, 15.4, just over 15 grand. I was able to buy two cars right off the bat. This one here, many would believe it to be an old Cutlass. However, this is a vanilla game car, so it's a Hellcat, Edgewood Hellcat. And pretty nice car though. And as you can see, it is in rough, dead rough condition, which is fine because we don't want them to be like pristine or pretty. Now, this was one car I bought. I believe I paid 8 grand for it at the junkyard. Yeah, 8 grand for this one. And I had also bought another small little piece of junk for 2 grand or 2,400, and it had a whole rear axle in it, and it was in better condition than this one. So I swapped out the whole rear end on it and one front shock. I did find a brake booster, a coil, a gear, and a water bottle for it. So I threw them in there. That was hella good scores off the first trip to the yard. After I put the junk parts that were off of this rear end back into that other car, I turned around and sold it for a $69 loss. Which, yeah, whatever. It's going to happen a lot. And then I went back to the junkyard to find some more parts because this still needs radiator and, well, a lot. Yeah, it needs a lot. So I went back out there, and sure enough, here's another one. Except for this is the drag race version, and this is the normal version. So the intake on up doesn't help me, but there is a carburetor on here, as you can see. Looks pretty good. And there's a distributor, which is all handy. The rest of this front up here, which looks pretty well shot, shall we say. Let's find out what's all salvageable out of this first. So anyway, model builders. Been doing a lot of model videos lately, and a lot of people have been watching the model videos. But I started my channel with video games because I'm a gamer, right? So for those of you who are here from the model community, the reason I play this game is it's kind of like building a model on a video game, to an extent. I mean, I don't get to do as much customizing as I would prefer. Okay, we got it covered now. Let's see if these are any good. Now, if you look up here in the top right, you'll see the condition of the parts, and well, that didn't turn out too bad. Well, that's junk. But anyway, my channel has basically been a video game channel to start with, and then I got into doing the model stuff because people wanted to see some. And I've been in model groups and stuff for ages now. Buy, sell, trade, you name it. Commission builds, etc. I do enjoy it. It is definitely my number one hobby. Even more so than video games. Which I definitely won't ever plan on stopping because, you know, I'm a model guy. But I do have to cater to the people that are here for video games as well. So to do what's right for the channel, I gotta kind of do both. So what is Car Mechanic Simulator 21? Yeah. Buy cars, tear them apart, rebuild them. Most people go to the store and buy all brand new parts and never think twice about any other way to play the game. And I just can't see doing that. It's lame, it's boring, it's what everybody else does, and it loses its purpose really damn quick. So I devised a level 5 challenge where you start with very little money and you have to earn your way up the money and the ranks and everything else. You have to buy your tools and equipment to an extent, the shop upgrades basically, which I'll show you here in a minute. Can we get any pistons out of here? That's a decent piston. Bad ring. Bad. That one's still connected. That means there's connecting rods underneath them. We like that, because we could use connecting rods. This head, I believe, is shot. I don't have anything unlocked at this moment other than the tablet, but you can unlock the repair bench, which allows you to fix parts. Yeah, that was 7%. That's toast. But it unlocks in stages, which is kind of what I plan to be doing. Looks like we get 3 connecting rods anyway, so that's good. Alright, so is the cam any good? No. Okay. So the cam we know is garbage. And when you go into build mode, it pretty much shows you everything that's next to be put onto the car. I think that was good, wasn't it? Yeah, both of them were fine. I do have an extra one, so that's cool. I don't have any of these other bits and pieces. I think I have 1 piston that was shot. 2. As you can see, the condition goes from red to orange. Orange and above you can repair if it's a repairable part. If it is red, it's garbage. It's not repairable at all, no matter what it is. And certain other parts like glass and seats and a bunch of the stuff that you gotta fix, basically. Let's go get the connecting rods out of here. So this is the garage workshop with a big bus that if you unlock garage bay number 2, you can put up another lift post over here. As you can see, it's a mess. Whoa. Now the other thing this car has that I can definitely use is all the body panels. Or at least those that are in better condition than the ones I have, if they're already on the car. I don't see any crankshaft bolt or caps, just the piston rod caps. That's alright, because these are very hard to come by. And when you can get them in good condition, yeah, you tend to want to get them. Alright, so now I can... Oh, there is one. It looks dead, though. You can usually tell by the amount of rust that's on them. They could be right at that. Yeah, 5%. Yeah, we'll leave that back in there. Alright. This side I know I did put back to... Alright, so we got 7, 8, 9. So we got an extra one. That's good. We're good with that. Underneath here, you can take apart all the suspension if you so choose. If there's anything on here that's in better condition than the ones you got. I am going to take the wheels off because the rims are the same size. These might be in better condition than the one on my car out there. To be determined. Most likely I fast forwarded through that for you. Because to me that's kind of annoying just to sit here and not really seeing anything else in particular I need at the moment. So let's strip the body out of it. Go ahead and bring that down. Most of this is probably going to be worse than what's on my car, but compared to what's on my car, we'll be alright. I think I have a better fender already. Headlights. And we'll put the junk back on this, whatever it is. Can we take the seat with it? Ew. She's in bad condition. So is the steering wheel. Back seat's alright though. Alright, well we'll put that one back. And we'll put that in there too. Good enough. Let's go see what we got for body parts here. Basically just take everything off and then walk my way around the car and put on whatever I do have. Headlight. And I didn't get a bumper off the other car, so we'll just leave that alone. Ooh. Right, I found one of them. I didn't find a hood though, did I? No. And it really don't matter what condition they're in, because I can always, if I choose to buy it when I find better. Yeah, bad window is better than no window. Alright, so aside from the normal racing rubbish, this time we now have the drag race DLC, which you can earn money from betting, which, yeah, there's a nice door that I found. No door. Okay. But with the money that you can earn from the drag racing DLC, that will be the only amount of money I get to spend on this car. Technically not just this car, but once I unlock, well, first of all, this car has to run in order to go to the drag race. Once it runs and drives, then I can take it to the drag track and bet $100 to hopefully double my money to 200 on the numerous races in the championship. Plus I can run in that drag race championship and hopefully earn money through how many rounds if I can complete it and win. But these are going to be junk cars going up against clean cars, so the odds of winning are going to be pretty slim. But that is how we are going to make our money on this. Alright, so let's swap this with that one real quick. Because I kind of want to take a look at the front suspension parts real quick. Alright, most of this is pretty rough. This side, yeah, not as rough. I think the caliper looked about the same. Yeah, Let's start with these. Can't really see the back ones. That one looks a little rougher. Oh, that one's definitely rougher. There's no chrome around the outside. Alright, so we go over here to the wheel alignment, or the wheel tool. Alright, so we have... This would have been on the car, and this would have been on the front. They are different rims. Solid black and spoked. Okay, whatever, but they're 14, so we'll make it work. I'd much rather a cleaner rim than a not so clean rim. Alright, so now when we go to put them together, these are definitely in better condition than them two, so we'd be swapping that. And that's actually, it's bad, but you know, it's gonna be what it is. Yeah, save you the trouble of having to watch. Oh, I hate that. Every time I go to spin around, it just zings around on me. Alright, so we need our drag tire back here, which is this one. No, this one. Well, one thing's for sure, we got a matching set on this side and a matching set on that side, and neither of them actually match. Oh, that crank looks pretty horrible. It really does. I'd have to tear it all apart to get to the crank tube. Which I do have a better head. And it is kind of part of the plan, so we won't tear into this at the moment. I do need exhaust and all kinds of other parts. This car is quite a ways from being done yet. Alright. So yeah, we had to tear this whole thing apart. And we don't have an engine stand because the room isn't unlocked. And none of this back here is unlocked. This would be a dyno. This would be a car wash. This would be a paint booth. This would be a suspension test path kind of thing. And this is a waste of fucking ideas, man. Yeah, these blue coin piece thingies up here. No, get the fuck out of here. Yeah, that's a junk. That's just junk. As you can see in here, I have 2 skill points available. Priority is to get these. A 5% discount makes it a 10% discount. Show me the value of a car, which is a good thing, because then you know if you're buying something that already has profit or if it's going to cost you more money than it's worth. And then 15% discount. Now, this isn't just buying in the shop. This is buying in the junkyard as well. So if I pay $100 for something, I get 5% off of that, which saves me money. And then if I sell it, I actually get the full price for it. So I make that almost 10%. That's basically how I can profit my money to an extent. This is where you would repair parts for the certain levels. There are certain parts you can do, and then when you get to 6 you can do body parts. You can't do that until then. These are how fast the bolts go in and out, and these are how fast parts go on and off. And inspecting is a waste of time, and running is a waste of time as well. Then over here we get the garage expansion, which you kind of need this in order to get the back room and some of the other parts and things thereof. Can get rid of the bus for 2,500 bucks. These are our tools: OBD, fuel pressure, electronics, compression. This will tell you if the pistons and rings are good or bad, which is kind of handy, but the motor has to start in order to be complete in order for this to work. This tells you your tires. This opens the brake lathe and mechanical part stuff. Battery charger and a welder. Now the welder for $5,000 will pay for itself in no time, because when you can weld the main body, it doesn't do separate parts, just the main body chassis. It'll change the value of a car significantly. Like here, it would weld the frame, go from 4% to 100%. There's a 96% increase in the value of the vehicle. But in racing rubbish, we do not touch this at all. We leave this alone. Why? Because they look like shit. And that's what makes it so cool. Everybody else repairs it, and then you get a brand new freaking car. You might as well just go to the fucking salon and buy a brand new fucking car. And this over here is the shop that we are not allowed to buy parts from, including wheels, tires, you name it. We're not allowed to buy stuff from here at all. And if we wanted to, we can do jobs like these story order jobs. They give us experience and whatnot. And that's where I got 3 cases from, which these give money, experience, blue points, barn maps, a few different things, but nothing of really significant value. And as you can see, condition-wise, these parts are shot. Not so bad. Not so bad. This is kind of my collection so far. And as you're in the junkyard, you do find green parts, sometimes yellow parts. But are they of use for you with the amount of money that you do have? That remains to be seen, right? So this car, now that all the, let's see, let's go here and here. We have a rear. We have that. Let's see, putting all this junk stuff on here. Oops, oh, I do have that. Thought that was the one I didn't have. What else do we have here? Both headlights and a body window, and that's it. And now, I really don't see the point in putting anything more on this. Oh, wait. That's right, we were going to pop out the rest of these. There's one more bad piston. These are the 2 I put in there. And this one. Alright, so we can put one more piston back in there anyway. We don't have a bad ring, but there we go. We'll leave it at that. This car can go for sale. It doesn't have any exhaust on it. No fuel tank. There really isn't nothing else on here we could use. Except maybe a couple of these if they're good. That one's bad. That one's good. Got 1 fuse out of it. Alright, so now how much is it worth? Yeah, we're gonna lose almost 700 bucks. Not a big deal. Do I have anything that's of value? Let's see, we don't need any of all that stuff. Oh, we can put the cover on there, yeah. Better check that on my other one first here real quick. I hate how it freaking jumps around like that. That one's 22%. It's the same. We're good. We can put this away. We have a chain. We do. Now we can put that cover on there. Get rid of some more of these red parts. A couple of our bucks back. Yeah, why not, right? Now, keep that. And don't really want to put anything else on there. 513, good enough. We've got body panels and a bunch of other things out of there that make up for the amount that we spent, and we're already getting closer to a complete car. So anyway, at this point, let's see, what do we got in here? We don't want to just sell everything under 15%. Some of it comes in handy. Alright, that's by condition. So everything from here on out is in better condition. Fuse. Distributor. I don't want to put it together. I want to take it apart. Alright, so now I have to go back to the junkyard to do some shopping. It seems the junkyard piles are kind of a pain in the butt and not very enjoyable to watch. I'll just bring it back before I come home. So I'll see you then. Welcome to the Rusty Dust. Okay, so this is always my last pile on my route. As you can see here, we have an Eldorado and we have a GTO. Both of which are cost way more than I can afford. I currently only have $6,000 after selling the Hellcat thing. The junk one. So I can't afford that. But it would be nice, and this one's even more expensive, but the block is in a lot better condition. And yeah, it probably has more parts I could use, but I can't afford it. That one's almost $9,000, so, but I did find the only other car, well, there's two cars in the yard actually, but the other car I can't afford. I don't know what's all good on it that I could use. I mean, it's an estate wagon, it's got a little four-banger in it, it doesn't really do anything for me. It's got 18-inch wheels on it, which are bigger rims, but don't really do anything for me. As I'd mentioned, it's got a little four-banger in it. But the price, I can afford that. Now, if I buy it and it's only worth $4,000, I lose money off the bat. But if I can raise the value just enough, or if there's a profit already to be had, I got to take a chance, right? So we're going to spend $42,500. And then that leads me to the other problem. Do I have enough to afford? No. So I'm $307 over budget. That is a bummer. But that's all right, because we can solve that. We just got to figure out which one can go. Yeah, we're getting closer. 90 bucks to go. The rear window I want to keep because that's for the car. This little engine block can go. All right, so now I have more money than it's going to cost me for the parts. Anyway, we're back at the garage here. And we did find a few parts, like a rear window. A really nice one. And I think we found one or two of the tail lights. I don't remember which side. $39. That's better. This one probably looks totally different, but it's at 98. So that's slow rolling the build process there. Ooh, and I did find a hood. Nice. So now we have the reasonable makings of a complete car. I mean, it's still missing parts, but what else do we have for body now? Just these. Okay, these can go in the garbage. These 4 came off of the first story order job. But these are 15s that don't work on 14s, so these will end up on something eventually. Transmission-wise, we have a few parts. We have a decent gearbox and stuff. A couple of drive shafts. The exhaust stuff, A, B, and C, I buy all the time simply because you don't know which of the 3 you need, or there's a whole bunch of them. And these are just quick, easy installs on cheap cars that I sell. Brake parts, same with this. Quick, easy, throw it in a car. If I paid $10 for this and I sell it at 16, it's not worth a whole lot. But if I put it in a car, I get more bang for my buck. It's more than $16 worth. So, let's see. I found a wheel bearing for the same purpose. Only cost me $1. It's only worth $1. But I put it in a car, it might be worth 2 or 3. Found a nice suspension piece and a cap. I found some engine blocks. Now these I buy specifically to sell. This one I'm going to keep just in case the block in the car is junk. Same with the gas tank, you know, it's junk, it won't run, but it'll go in any car. Let's see, do I have anything else to sell? No, these are all my normal part stuff then. All right. Alright, so this one's got more parts for it already. But now let's find out if this one is worth selling or not. Oh yeah, we bought it for a profit. That is nice, because we're going to need every bit of that just to get back to where we were. Alright, so let's hop in here real quick. 1112. And this was $16, so we should be at $11.28. And we are 17 bucks ahead of that, $27 ahead of that. Which is why I buy junk parts to put in cars. Yeah, don't need that in the other one. I don't think I have any of these other parts. Oh, I do have one of them. Basically, all we're doing is increasing the amount of profit we have. And as you can see, it could use a gas tank, which means we would have to put that in here. Oh, come on. Get off of there. It really is kind of a bit of dinking around. But in the end, 1501. And now we just made another $58 for throwing that in there. And that is how I tend to make my money. And the more profit I can make, the more parts I can snag. These are rubber bushings, which I could use, but they're not in that good a condition. You can kind of see how rough they are. Nothing else on the back I could use. Caliper looks shot. Caliper has some gray in it anyway. Up front here, yeah, also pretty bad. Yeah, this is basically just a turn and burn car. I wouldn't consider this a quick flip car. Caliper don't look as bad, but you never know. And see, this one doesn't carry the same exhaust, which doesn't carry any exhaust. So there's really not much, if anything, on here I can use. Ooh, there is one cap. And it's junk, so we'll put that back on there. All right. That was from a job. Let's get rid of it, because it's not like I'm playing with 4-baggers anytime soon. So anyway, this car, I suppose we could take a look at the seat. And there is no steering wheel. %. Yeah, we'll put that right back in there. Sure as hell don't want that. And didn't buy anything else for that. I sure as hell didn't buy any body parts. We do have some more fuses here. That one's good. Yeah, all of them were good. We like that. Alright, so we can make a few bucks profit. $1,500 profit anyway. Alright, so now we're at 62.81 again. And I don't think anything else for sale. I do want to keep this until I can either find a better one or find out what the other motor has. So I think my next step is going to be to tear that apart. Put the back seat in there. Which one was, okay, that's a 19. That's good. That's good. That means I can get rid of, oh, that's a V8. Yeah. That's an OHV. This is what we want. Alright, so we can go put the back seat in. Yeah. Oh, there is no back seat in a drag version. Okay, well, that's good to know. Yeah, I don't have either of these yet. Oh, I do got that one. I just need a tan one. I don't have any B or C. It was 24, that's fine. Alright, I don't have either of these. Oh, I got one. Alright, so I need 2 Bs and 3 Cs and a tan. And tear apart a motor. So that's what I'm going to do real quick, is just disassemble this whole damn thing down to the block. Transmission's already out. That's good. Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell. Well, I think the block would be alright, but I need to know if the crank is good and the pistons are good. So I'm going to tear it apart, and I'll let you know when I get back, when I get that far.